thing? Okay. So atoms are very tiny. Modern instruments like electron microscope, field ion microscope, scanning, tunneling, microscopes enlarge. Okay. Then if you see, yes, Parthrati, any question? Parth.
No, sir.
Okay. So now here, and you will see this microscope we are using, those objects are very minute. Under the microscope, we can identify which are their whatever types of that object, as well as which things are present in that object, we can observe it. So atomic size depends on the number of electrons orbits in the atom. So we have seen about the orbits. Yes, last year might we learn about the K cell, L cell, M cell, N cell. Yes or no? K cell. How many electrons are present in K cell? Can you tell me?
2.
2, correct. In L cell?
8.
Okay. M?
18.
18. And next one, 32.
32.
Last year, you
32.
learned this formula, like this one formula was there, 2n square, correct? 2n
Yes.
square. So when we are speaking about a K cell, that time we are taking n's value 1. So 1 square into 2, somebody just speaking, please mute yourself. 2 ones are 2, because 1 square is because 1 square is 1. Then 2 into 1 will get the 2. Okay. For L cell, n's value 2. Okay. Then 2 square is the 4. 4 into 2, 8. Then for M cell, n's value is 3. 3 square, 9. 9 into 2, 18. Okay. So like this. Now we'll speak about some the largest size of atomic mass of the given objects. Suppose like this, we'll take the elements potassium and sodium. Okay. So potassium is the bigger than the atom of sodium. Remember, if two atoms have the same outermost orbit, then the atom having the larger number of electrons in the outermost orbit is smaller than the one having fewer electrons. So free electrons we have seen. What is the free electrons? Will tell me. Free electrons.
The electrons which are weakly bounded by the nucleus.
Yes, those electrons are weakly bounded with the nucleus, and they are present in the outermost cell or outermost orbit. Okay, so how we are thinking about this? We are thinking and we are writing that with the help of only electronic configuration. Suppose you will take the lithium, its atomic number is 3. So what we are getting, it's a electronic configuration 2,
2 and 1.
2 and 1. Suppose we are going to speak about the sodium. We will get there sodium. Sodium atomic number is 11. So we are getting it 2, 8, 1. This atomic configuration. Okay. So now, which is the greater? Which their atomic size is greater? Will tell me now. This sodium or lithium?
Sodium.
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 Because here, how many cells are there present? How many orbits are present? 3 orbits are here. Here only 2. Okay. And here you can see here duplet and octet is completed. Here only duplet is completed. So this atom having their larger electron size. Electron is their atom size, and due to that reason we are getting its size is bigger than the lithium. Okay. Now we have to see the mass of an atom. Now mass of the atom is decided with the help of how many neutrons and protons are present in it. How many neutrons and protons are present in it. So you can see here the mass of an atom is concentrated in its nucleus, and it is due to the protons and neutrons. The total number of protons and neutrons in the atomic nucleus is called the atomic mass number. How many protons and means neutrons are present in it, in the nucleus. That's called the atomic mass number, and both are together called nucleons. Protons and neutrons are together called nucleons. Remember this definition. Okay, atomic mass number, and second one is your this nucleons. Okay, the mass of the atom is concentrated in its nucleus, and it is due to the protons and neutrons. The total number of protons and neutrons in the atomic nucleus is called the atomic mass numbers. And protons and neutrons together, they are called nucleons. Okay, so we know already atom is very tiny, and so utilitarian scientists also determine how they determine this mass. That is a very important question. How the scientists have determined the mass of these atoms. So that is the one question. So they have studied it hard. Okay, scientists face there's so many problems to finding out this atomic mass number or atomic mass. Then it was not possible until the 19th century to measure the atomic mass accurately. Okay, why it's not possible? That time that much technique was not developed, and scientists were there confusion which technique we have to use. Okay, so the concept of relative mass of an atom was put forth in the 19th century, means last century, before 100 years ago. The relative mass of the atom theory is used it, and the reference atom was required for expressing the relative mass of an atom. What is your referred? One atom. Suppose here taken the hydrogen atom. What is that? Hydrogen atom, its unit is there 1. Suppose the atomic mass number of hydrogen is the 1. Then as compared to a hydrogen, about other mass, then they have started this counting or measuring the atomic mass number of other elements. So we can see that the relative mass of hydrogen atom, which is has only one proton, and its nucleus was accepted as 1. And therefore, the magnitude of the relative atomic masses of the various atoms becomes equal to the atomic mass number proton plus neutron. What happened? In hydrogen, only 1 the proton is present, and that is called a 1. So due to that reason, when we are going to speak about other atoms, about other metals, elements, total 118 elements are present in our periodic table. Okay, 92 we found there naturally, and remaining we discovered it. Okay, artificially. So like this, hydrogen is considered it's a 1 that are accepted as a unit, and as compared to this, then other all atomic mass numbers found here with the help of hydrogen atom. Okay, so how that we have to see here. Are you getting it what I am teaching, students? Or not getting it? Please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now here you can see the mass of the nitrogen atom is the 14. Why it's 14? Because it is the 14 times of that hydrogen atom. Okay, that is a consider 1 unit, that is a hydrogen, like as a cell in our body. We know that cell is a structural, functional, and fundamental unit of body. Same here about this hydrogen mass is there taken as the fundamental unit for the finding out other elements atomic mass number. Got it, everyone? Yes or no? When we have to find the atomic mass of carbon, it's getting the 12. It's getting 12. Means as compared to the hydrogen, there 12 units are there. So due to that reason, their atomic mass number is 12. So here some elements are given, their relative masses are given that we have to see here. You can see hydrogen 1, helium 4, lithium 7, beryllium 9, boron 11, carbon 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen not given here, fluorine 19. See, atomic mass and atomic number is different. Atomic mass and atomic number is different. In atomic mass, what is that counted? Proton and neutron. In atomic number, just counted it's the protons. Okay, not neutrons. So remember this. Getting it? So here we can see this atomic mass. We are getting here 1, 4, 7, 9, 11, 12, 14. There are so many. You can write as it is. You can observe this. And now we are using that symbol for 1 Dalton is there, which is that Dalton. Okay. So unified mass, now accepted unit of the atomic mass is there, Dalton, and its symbol is the U. 1 U is equal to 1.660 Please make mute yourself. Those are speaking there. Okay. So 1 Dalton is equal to 1.66053904 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. 10 raised to minus 27 kg means if you will observe that that is a very negligible weight as compared to our weight. Okay. So due to that reason, this is used the unit. Remember this, for measuring the atomic mass, unit is used the Dalton, and 1 Dalton is equal to 1.66053904 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. So this is shown by some letters. It is shown by some letters, and in that letters we have seen there for hydrogen like that. Suppose H is there. Okay, then IUPAC nomenclature, this system is introduced in it. Okay, so Dalton used these circle signs represent the elements. For example, if you see there in front of you, there like a one circle and one dot is there. It is for hydrogen. For carbon C. Okay, for copper it's there. Then today we represent these all symbols with it's determined by the IUPAC, means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, which is that pure and applied chemistry. Okay, this word full form of this IUPAC you should remember, that is the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, this when we are going to speak about the water, that time you are getting there water formula is there H2O. What is it? H2O. Now here this 2, it denotes that this hydrogen atom 2 is present here. How many hydrogen atoms? 2 and 1 oxygen atom. Now you should know atomic mass of the hydrogen is 1 and atomic mass of the oxygen is 16. Then 2 hydrogen means 2 into 1 will get the its atomic mass of the constituent is 2 and oxygen 16. 16 ones are 16. Then 16 plus 2, what will get? 18. What will get? 18, and this 18 is the molecular mass of the water. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
समजलं का? काही अडचण इथं बघा, इथं पूर्ण सांगतोय की त्यामध्ये आता समजा वॉटरचं जर घेतलं आपण तर त्याच्यामध्ये हायड्रोजनचे किती मॉलिक्यूल आहेत? 2. ऑक्सिजनचे किती आहेत? 1. प्लस आता आपल्याला ॲटॉमिक मास पाहिजे तर हायड्रोजनचं 1 आहे आणि ऑक्सिजनचं किती आहे? 16. मग 2 multiplied by 1 for hydrogen 2 and 16 ones are 16. So 2 plus 16, what will get? 18. So this is the molecular mass of water. Now here atomic masses are given here and you have to find out its molecular mass of given substances. Now I am going to take here first example, suppose sodium chloride. Okay, so sodium, where is the sodium? It's 23 and chlorine 35.5. So NaCl, there is only one single molecule, here single molecule, then multiply, there directly add 23 plus 35.5. What you will get? 58.5. This is molecular mass of NaCl, sodium chloride. Then MgCl2, magnesium chloride. So what is the magnesium? 24. Chlorine's 2. 35.5 into 2 will get there 71. 71 plus 24, its molecular mass is 95. Getting it? Yes or no?